Hey there guys, thought I'd do a quick setup video since some people were asking about it. So here we go. First off, track IR, so nothing particularly fancy there. I did get it used, and as you can see there's a bit of wires coming out right here, and this back is also a bit coming off. But, it works most of the time, so there's that. This isn't also my full setup. I'm currently back home for winter vacation, so most of my stuff is still near the apartment that I had in my college, so there's that. So for my joystick and throttle for sim, I have the X56, very nice, I love this thing a lot, except for the throttle slides forward. It's very annoying. You can honestly see it in some of the videos where I'll just like casually be at like 95% throttle and slowly slide up until I hit WEP and then I just drop it back down again. So it's something I just gotta constantly manage. Kind of annoying. There's also the stick. Stick's a bit squeaky. It's well used. I like it a lot. The twist is a bit annoying, so I kind of want to get rudder pedals, but haven't done that yet, mainly because I'm poor. But in either case, starting out with controls here, so we'll start off with the throttle here. So, obviously, got the throttle on this side. This little knobby thing here I use for wing sweep control. Got engine, gear, and drag chute. I tried to set these for radar elevation, but because of the way that Gaijin's control scheme works, that would not work ever. So there's that. I also used to have this little rocker switch on the back here set for flares, but it's a bit broken right now. Sometimes it sticks, and so that's very annoying trying to flare. So I unbound that and I've bound it somewhere else now. I have this for air brake, this little button back here. This little, you can see this rotates right here. This is actually how I zoom my POV in and out. I don't move my head back and forth. I mostly just do this. Zooming out fully is very nice because it allows you to see the aircraft more clearly at medium ranges because it still renders them as dots instead of actually trying to show their complete model, which makes it very hard to see them at very specific ranges, and you can also zoom in all the way. This bottom thing here, you can actually press both of these in, but this one right here I have set for my wheel brake. I don't really have this spinny thing set for anything. I don't have this set for anything either. This right here, this little four-way switch here, so that up and that down, that controls my radar elevation. I wish there was a way where I could set it so the radar was, you could toggle like radar looking forward like at the nose of your plane, because doing large elevation changes for like your nose is very annoying to maintain your radar looking in the direction you're pointing, but oh well. And pushing this backwards is periodic flare release, which I'm going to unbind because I never use that and it just toggles accidentally sometimes. And pushing it forward is normal flare release. Down here I have another four-way switch thing, and that down is flaps down, that up is flaps up. There's also this little knob. Back when I didn't have track IR, I'd actually use this knob for head look. So I would use this to look around, and it's still actually bound to do that, but I just don't mess with it anymore. But yeah, there's that. And then onto my stick here, got the twist, back, forward, left, right. This stick right here is this hat switch right here is my radar controls. So I got up for locking, right for ACM mode, left for changing the scan setting. So like if I want to do ACM bore sight versus ACM, a vertical scan, I can press right on that. I forget what I have down bound to. I think that changes the radar range, but I don't really use that much. I usually just use my keyboard controls to set up radar at the start and then take off and don't mess with it afterwards. Top hat here is my trim. I honestly don't mess with trim too much. It doesn't matter too much in jets. There's some jets like the MiG-29 that has the nose rise a lot on you, so sometimes I'll trim that down, but for the most part I just leave it be. This is what I use for a lot of weapon controls. So I have weapon up for weapon cycling, so depending on what weapon I want to use, press that up to cycle it. The other buttons are bound to various things that I honestly don't use enough to remember. So there's that. And then there's this little twirly doodad here. Little focus, there we go. This is how I move my radar around, my radar slew cursor. So if I want to select targets, I move around there, and then I press the lock button. I would like to have the, because I can push it in, I would like to have it so I can push it in to lock, but honestly that's a huge pain because it's very hard to not move this around when pushing it in, so I just don't bother. This is for firing dumb rockets. I have this button on the side here for queuing up air-to-air missiles. And this button right here is for shooting secondary weapons, so whatever I have selected, or air-to-air missiles if I have nothing selected. And this paddle switch right here is dropping bombs. So nothing particularly fascinating in terms of my sim control setup. There are some interesting things that I do for radar. Like all my radar stuff is usually on my keyboard, like right here. So I have, radar range, scan type, ACM mode, lock, etc. Like all this side of the keyboard is radar for my plane stuff, and that's the way I roll with it. Also for RB, right click is flares because I don't know, that's very handy. But in any case, hope this was informative to you and answers some questions. So have a nice day.